你好久去咖啡馆打工？你晓得不？哎，你们两个到底有些啥子事情瞒到起我的？我都晓得，把娃儿交给你，你根本就带不好你。
你不要吼外婆，那是我自己的决定。读师范的钱我自己会挣。
那根本就不是钱的问题。
是啥子问题嘛？
人家不可能让你收到录取通知书。
我符合他们的录取条件。
就算是给你发了录取通知书，那将来呀，你可以去当老师吗？
我为啥子不能嘛？
老师要站在讲台上，要面对那么多的学生和家长，你得行吗？人家正常生都还招不过来，人家为啥子要招你这样子的啊？
好嘛，是哪个把我生成这个样子的嘛？
幺儿，
我这样是因为哪个嘛？
幺儿，
你敢不敢讲嘛
Assalamualaikum Wr. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Irham. I'm student of Unpam in English Literature Department. Today, I'm honored to share a critical analysis of Big World, a Chinese film directed by Yang Lina and released on December 27, 2024. This film tells the moving story of Liu Chunhe, a 20-year-old young man with cerebral palsy. Despite his conditions, Chunhe faced life with determination and unbreakable spirit. In a society and family that constantly define him by his physical limitations, he strives to prove that disability is not a life sentence, but simply one part of who he is. In my presentations, I will explore three main aspects: the cultural elements that bring authenticity and depth to the story, how those elements shape conflict and character development, and the social issues surrounding stigma against people with disabilities. Before we dive into these sections, I would like to invite you to reflect on something. Imagine growing up believing that you are burdened, someone whose existence makes life harder for everyone around you. Imagine overhearing your own parents saying, "If you don't find him, wouldn't our life be a lot better?" Yeah, Big World invite us to confront how cultural prejudice, fear, and ignorance can dehumanize a person. Yet, it also shows how compassion and courage can redefine what it means to live with dignity. With that in mind, let's begin by looking at the cultural elements woven into the narrative. In China's society, grandparents often serve as moral anchors, providing unconditional love even when parents feel overwhelmed or ashamed. This is beautifully shown in the film through the bond between Chunhe and his grandmother Chan. The evidence is the sentence, "Your mom's blood sugar is still too high. She cannot eat sweet." While this may sound trivial, it reveals the grandmother's quiet role in holding the family together. When Chunhe's gift is rejected, he feels so cross that he tries to consume all the candy himself, resulting in a hospital visit. This incident demonstrates how small acts of love or rejection carry enormous emotional weight. Another powerful cultural element is how gatherings enforce collective identity. However, in Chunhe's life, these gatherings serve as painful reminders that he is often seen as different. The evidence is the sentence, if we don't find him, wouldn't our lives be a lot better? This memory replayed as Chunhe lies in a hospital shows how the trauma was formed not by strangers, but by the very people who should have protected him. So, while cultural values can nurture connections, they can also create invisible prisons. These tensions becomes the source of conflict that shaped each character. Let's explore how these conflicts drive their development. For cultural expectations, in many traditional families demand that children remain obedient and never bring shame. This belief fuels the tensions between Chunhe and his mother. The evidence is the sentence is not a matter of money. Don't spend an acceptance letter. They can't even admit all the normal applications. Why would they admire you? Here, his mother frames her doubt as realisms, but it exposes her internalized stigma. In contrast, his grandmother constantly presents acceptance, encouraging Chunhe to dream despite limitations. Chunhe's personal crisis erupts in an unforgettable line. Who gave birth to me? I never asked for this life. This outburst is not merely an expression of anger. It reveals his depression to be seen as a viable person, not just as a burden. This conflict do not only define relationships, they also shape symbols in the story. One of the most striking symbols is the suitcase, which carries the weight of Chunhe's childhood trauma. The suitcase in Big World is more than an object. It's a silent witness to Chunhe's pain. When he was small, he hid inside it, inside copper, to escape scolding and judgment. The evidence, if we don't find him within our lives be a lot better, this memory replays years later, underscoring how humiliation lingers long after words are spoken. The suitcase becomes a metaphor for the desire to disappear, a place where Chunhe could hide from a world that refused to accept him. Yet, despite all the pain, Chunhe never stopped trying to claim his place in society. His struggle shines light on a deeper social issue, the persistent stigma against disability. Big Word expose how people with disabilities are treated as curiosities or inconveniences, no matter how capable they prove themselves to be. One of the most telling examples is when Chunhe tries to take public transportation. The driver said, "Don't take a bus in your conditions." This dismissive remark shows how prejudice strips away independence. And at the coffee job interview, he faced a blunt rejection. To be honest, I just want to hire a normal person. Chunhe answered with quiet defiance. I'm a normal person with a killer memory. This line is a declaration of self-worth in word determined to deny it. Even after demonstrating his skills as a teacher, the doubt persists. But look at his conditions. He may have trouble, said one of teachers there. This example illustrates how competence alone does not dismantle prejudice. Finally, Chunhe's acceptance speech become the real moral center. When Chunhe said, "Why does it have to be me? I am what I am." The meaning of happiness should include every one of us. This moment transcends personal victory. It's a plea for empathy and inclusion. At one of his lowest points, Chunhe expressed a profound wish. We can see in the dialogue, why can't people be like each other? Every time it sheds a shell, it gets a new life. This line captures his desire to escape a body and an identity that feel like prisons. The metaphor of the cicadas evokes the universal longing to start over, reform or scars. It is pierced, however, is not only philosophical, it's also directed toward the very people close to him. Chunhe eventually articulates the pain of being constantly reminded of his difference. You can see in sentence, "I've slowly come to accept it. Then you keep coming to remind me you are like a gorilla who should be kept in a zoo cage. Don't ever think of leaving. Don't even be seen in my broad daylight. It will only embrace those who fit you." So then people out there about me, they are scared of me. They mock me. My mother is the one who truly hates me and looks down on me. This monologue shows how deeply societal prejudice is internalized, transforming self-image into self-loathing. Chunhe's words highlight how discrimination can fracture even the most essential bonds between parent and child. Yet, despite his bitterness, Chunhe also has moments of tenderness, especially in his poetic confessions to Yaya. One of the most beautiful and heartbreaking moments in the film is Chunhe's monologue to Yaya, when he said, "You are the star up in the clouds. I am the widow who travels the river of loneliness. My bubbling heart has become numbed. My body has become visibly old. I will soon forget how long I have been trapped." This passage is not just a lament, it's a testament to the corrosive power of exclusion. Even love becomes another reminder of isolation when the world refuses to see you as an equal. To conclude, Big World is more than a story about overcoming obstacles. It's a reminder that dignity is a universal human right. Through Liu Chunhe's journey, the villain shows that real love is not about control or protection at any cost, but about empowering each person to define their own life. Big Word challenges us to look beyond labels and see the shared humanity in everyone. Alright, maybe that's it for me. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope this film inspires us all to build a world where no one has to hide in a suitcase just to feel safe. If you take away only one idea from this film, let's be like this: we all deserve to belong. Thank you. Kafir bihada, Allahumma tarimna khair ma'indika li syari ma'indina. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
鼓励给的很好啊，可以。
谢谢两位演员，谢谢。
哎，一会儿我觉得就场地上，我再单补一个镜头啊。来把那个0.95那个镜头给他。
我就拿起电话不知道说啥，不会说调里咋说。
对。红哥，其实那没关系。
刚才看着我好害怕他窒息，我觉得心里好紧张。
不要歇会儿，然后
歇会儿先，外婆先换衣服。
都歇会儿一个。
想死了，还好好活着。
这个职业真的，这个真的是。